No contact, it's not about making them miss you. It's about remembering who you were before them. Most people treat the no contact rule like a magic spell, right? 30 days of silence and poof, they come running back with flowers and a handwritten apology. No, that's not how it works. Now, let's say it's day 6 of no contact, right? You've been so strong. You are basically a monk at this point. And then their name lights up on your phone with 2 little words. Hey, stranger. And just like that, 6 days of progress evaporates faster than free pizza at an office break room. Now, if your chest just tightened just hearing that, well, this video was made for you. Now look, I know exactly what you're doing right now. It's the same questionable hour of the night, right? You've typed and deleted the same text 10, 11 times. Your thumb is hovering over their Instagram story like it owes you money. I see you. Put the phone down. Okay, wait, not this phone. If you're watching this video on your phone, then the phone stays exactly where it's at. But emotionally, put it down. Because today, I'm giving you the complete guide to no contact. Why it works on your brain like detox, the exact rules, the mistakes that, secretly resets your progress and the timeline of what your heart is about to go through. So let's get into it. Now, let me set the table for you. This is going to be interesting. So a few years ago, researchers took people who had just been through a breakup and put them inside brain scanners, right? Then they showed them a photo of their ex, and you know what lit up? The same regions of the brain that fire in a cocaine addict going through a withdrawal. Now that's not me, I'm not trying to be dramatic. That's actual data. You see, heartbreak, it's not just sadness, it's a chemical withdrawal from a human being, which means that right now, well, your ex is not just somebody that you loved. To your brain, they are a substance. And you do not recover from a substance by taking smaller and smaller doses of it. You recover by cutting the supply off completely. Understand that you cannot heal in the same conversation that broke you. Now, I'm not saying this as a guy who, you read it on a textbook. I've been cheated on, I've been through it, but I chose myself and I've rebuilt. So when I tell you that this works, it's not theory, it's testimony. So let me break this down for you because the no contact works on 3 levels. But before we continue with this video, I want to be clear on something. I'm not a licensed therapist or a psychologist. I'm just someone who shares life and relationship advice here on YouTube. Now, what I share on this platform, it comes from what I've seen, what I've lived, what I've researched, and what I've learned from people who have faced adversity in relationships or life who trusted me with their stories. Remember, always seek professional help if you feel you need it. And, I want you to see me as a friend who's just, going to be 100% transparent with you and tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Well, now that we're all clear with this, let's continue with this video because there's 3 levels to unpack here. Level 1 is a dopamine detox. Now, every text that you send, every story that you watch, every casual drive past their favorite coffee spot is a pull on a slot machine. Sometimes you get a reply and your brain floods with relief, and sometimes you get silence and you spiral. And that randomness is the problem. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement, and it's the most addictive reward pattern known to science. It is literally how casinos are designed, So understand this. Your ex's social media is a casino, and you keep walking in telling yourself that you're just there for the buffet. Come on, nobody walks into a casino just for the buffet. And the no contact shuts the casino down. I'm talking about no pulls, no jackpots, no losses. Level 2 is the scarcity effect. You see, distance makes people realize what they lost. That part is true. But the person who is supposed to realize what they lost is you, because you lost you. Somewhere in that relationship, you misplace your hobbies, your standards, your sleep schedule, and at least 2 friendships. No contact is not a countdown until they notice that you are gone. It is a search party you finally send out for yourself. And real quick, before we get to level 3, if you're getting something out of this, I try to post every single day on Instagram. I'm talking daily reels, daily stories, the life advice that not always make it here on YouTube. So if today was one of those days where you needed this video, well, then Instagram is where I keep the daily medicine. Go follow me over there. It only takes a few seconds to click on the link and give me a follow. Level 3 is self-respect. Now, every time you reach out and accept crumbs, you're teaching yourself that your worth, well, it's negotiable, right? Every unanswered double text is a lesson that your heart writes down and remembers. But the opposite is also true. Every day of silence is a deposit. Think of self-respect like a credit score for your soul. One bad relationship, it can wreck it, and nobody fixes it in a day, right? You fix it with 30 straight days of good decisions. And no contact is 30 straight days of choosing yourself on purpose. That is why this is the hardest healing tool that exists. It is also why it is the most effective one. Easy, it never built anybody. Now, here are the exact rules. Rule 1, no calls, no texts, not even happy birthday, especially not happy birthdays. That message, it's not kindness, it's a flare gun. Rule 2, no likes, no story views, no emoji reactions, right? Watching the story, it's still contact. They see your name, you know that they see your name. That is a conversation without words. Rule 3, mute or block. Now, I know blocking feels, aggressive. Well, it's not aggression. It is anesthesia. You don't judge a patient for being numb during their surgery, do you? Rule 4, no espionage through mutual friends, right? Do not deploy your homie as a drone, right? If someone offers you information about your ex, well, you say this exact sentence: I'm good. I don't need to know. Rule 5, clean the environment, right? Photos go in the trash, the playlist gets deleted, and the hoodie, well, it gets donated. And rule 6, the timeline, 30 days minimum. If the relationship was years long, well, then you could probably argue that you can make it 60 or 90. The only exceptions are real logistics, like kids together or working in the same office. In those cases, keep the messages brief, polite, and boring. But understand that rules are not what breaks people. The mistakes are, right? Mistake number 1 is a little peek. Just one look at their profile, you tell yourself, right? Listen to me. Checking their page is like drinking salt water. It feels like a relief for exactly 4 seconds, but then you're thirstier than you were before you started. Mistake number 2 is the day 25 collapse. People think that breaking the 30-day no contact rule on day, 25 is nothing big, right? It's only 5 days, early, right? Wrong. You text them or check their profile, well, the clock resets to 0. And mistake number 3 is the announcement, right? Sending them a paragraph that says, I am going on a no contact is not no contact. That is practically like, standing by the door at a party, yelling to everybody that you're leaving, hoping that somebody begs you to stay. Just leave. And mistake number 4 is the rebound replacement, right? You cannot outdate a wound. A rebound is a painkiller, not a cure. And painkillers, well, they always wear off at the worst possible moments. Usually around, 11 at night, midnight, when your ex's name starts looking like an answer again. The goal of no contact is not to replace them with somebody new. The goal is to replace them with somebody old. Who? The version of you that existed before all of this. That person had peace, and peace does not need a +1. Now, let me tell you what I believe keeps people sane. The timeline. Week 1 is a withdrawal, and it's physical. Bad sleep, weird appetite, checking your phone like it's a newborn. You will, convince yourself that one text will probably fix everything. But sorry to break it to you, it won't. It will probably feel good for a minute, but back up your healing by a month, right? Your only job in week 1 is not to negotiate with the craving. You don't have to be strong. You just have to not press send. Week 2, well, your brain starts negotiating. Maybe we can just be friends. It's what your brain whispers to you. But here's my answer. Fuck no. Week 3 and 4, something quiet happens. You laugh at, something dumb, and then you realize you went 8 hours without thinking about your ex. Well, that moment will feel like the sunrise. And after, day 30, clarity shows up. There's a verse in Psalms 34 that says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And Proverbs says to guard your heart, because everything you do flows from it. That right there is the entire no contact rule written 3,000 years before smartphones. Listen to me. You're not afraid of the silence. You're afraid of who is waiting for you inside of it. Go meet that person anyway, because I promise you, they have missed you more than your ex ever could. So to wrap this up, the no contact is not a punishment you send to them. It's a protection that you finally give yourself, right? You've survived 100% of your hardest days, and day 1 of silence will not be the thing that takes you out. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, then please send it to somebody who is, probably sitting in the dark. They probably need it more than they will admit. And as always, don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and last message. Remember this. Stop reading the chapter that broke you and start writing the one that builds you.